I'm Jake Bruton, and today I'm joined by Jackson Andrews of Jackson Andrews Building and Design, Luke Mann from Rangeline Homes, and Shane Durkin, and it's Build Patriot High Performance Homes, or it's Patriot High Performance Homes.
Build Patriot on Instagram.
Build Patriot on Instagram. That's where I came by that. And we've done one of these before, and actually you were involved in it a couple years ago, right when we were joining the Build Show Network. I did this, let's gather a couple people and have a conversation about what's something that you wish somebody would have told you when you were starting your construction business? That is a scary question because there's so many lessons to learn throughout your entire career. But if you guys are okay with it, I'll go first with mine. And I'm not even going to wait to see if you answer. I'm just going to do it. Mine is the office and the numbers and the business side of things are probably more important than the home that you're building. And by that, I mean, you can build an amazing home, but if you're not able to provide an accurate proposal of what things are going to cost, clients are going to be pissed off at you in the end. If you're not able to manage the financial side of the business, money coming in, money going out, paying for the appropriate things, clients are going to be pissed at you, subs are going to be pissed at you, the bank's probably going to be pissed at you. If you can't handle the business side of things first, before you touch a nail or a screw or a doorknob, you're going to have problems always. If you can completely knock it out of the park on the business side, building houses is actually substantially easier than that, and it's way easier to be successful building a house if all the business and back-end stuff is taken care of. So I think that it's important to put that out there because, as I always say, our industry is populated by carpenters that happen to be business owners instead of business people that happen to be in the carpentry business. And as soon as I decided I had to be a business person instead of a carpenter, my business was successful. I went from struggling to pay my bills and to worrying and having a hard time sleeping at night to being in command of the numbers and being in command of how my business operated. And then all I had to do was go to work and nail things together, and I knew how to do that already. Somebody else want to take a stab at it?
Sure.
What's something that you wish someone would have told you when you were opening your business?
I would say for me, there's a number of issues or a number of things, but the number one would be addressing issues when they arise very early on. Get a solution for the issue, address the issue with the client, and then present that to the client. And just hitting it head on, ripping the Band-Aid off very early on. I think it can avoid a lot of stress, maybe sleepless nights, things like that. And then it creates that relationship with the client as well. And I think you gain respect from the client. Yeah, just makes for a good project and builds trust and all that good stuff. So
Ownership goes a long way.
yeah, taking ownership of issues and problems that are going to arise, because they are. Knowing that early on in my career, just hitting it head on and not waiting, because delaying only makes it worse. So
I agree.
It's good.
You got one?
Yeah, I think for me, something I really wish I knew earlier on and I really allowed myself to just own up and accept is that we can't control everything. I think a lot of us, I know at this table, are very driven and we think through the whole build process from pre-construction all the way to completion and potentially turning over a project. And the reality is there are just some things that are going to be out of our control. And I did not, accept that really well. I think as we were starting a business in the beginning, everything's got to go well. And if it's not, it's up to me to fix it. And I'm not gonna go home, or I'm not gonna check out and be with my family. I'm not going to really allow myself the time off until it's fixed. And I can't control the weather. I can't control, a shipping delay or anything like that with products. And I carry it, as I'm sure a lot of us do, a lot of stress over things that are really outside of our control, that I think has an impact, a poor impact on our business, has an impact on our health and how we manage, as well as what we take home to our families at the end of the day. And I think it's hard to have the mindset of being able to check out, but I think the ability to work your tail off as much as you can during the day, control what you can. What you can't, you've got to adapt and work through, and then be able to just leave it at the door and go home. Go home at the end of the day and be with your family or have a personal life, and then be ready to come back the next morning and get right on it.
Yeah, I don't think any mechanic that experienced the I told those people I'd get that engine put back together today and get them their car back, but I didn't. I don't see that, the people that I know that work in that industry going home and having a hard time going to sleep at night.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's, and most of the time we're in such an intimate relationship with our clients we're dead center in the middle of their life. If we're remodeling, we're in the house that they're living in or that they're going to raise their kids in, or we're building them a house that they're going to grow old in, or whatever it is. It's so much more of an intimate relationship than so many other things so many other company interactions that they deal with, that we have a tendency to put it all on our shoulders and carry that weight with us constantly. And at the end of the day, it's not heartless to go, it is my business, it is not my life.
Yep.
And those two things are separate, and I have the right to go home to my family at night and enjoy my family and enjoy my time off or take a vacation.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things. So I think that's amazing. Yeah. Shane?
I'm still a pretty new venture, and so I haven't quite made it to that point in my career where I can kind of stand back having amassed all this wisdom quite like you guys have. But I definitely want to echo some of the sentiments you just made, Jackson. I think starting off, I tended to kind of wear my emotions on my sleeve a little bit, and you can very easily allow the emotional roller coaster that this industry can be kind of consume you, all the ups and the downs. And I think if I had to go back and do it over again, two things. I would probably try not to take as much of that home with me, because it can very easily become a disruption to your personal life. There's so many things, like you said, you're not going to be able to control, and you just have to accept that that's going to be the case. But two, I was a bit naive to think that I could, maybe naive is not the right word, but I entered into my marketplace advertising that I was going to kind of build homes to a higher standard of performance, durability, energy efficiency, things like that, which is still the case. But at the end of the day, you can't lose sight of the fact that clients, first and foremost, I just think want honesty and integrity and all of these intangible values that are completely unrelated to the sticks and bricks of the building process. So to know now that I have to lean in just as heavily into that in my sales conversations as I do to the performance of the structures we build, can't lose sight of that.
So all of those were like an emotional standpoint, a personal interaction standpoint of like being invested in the business, but nobody said, I wish I would bought a more expensive hammer.
I wish I would have bought a truck.
There we go.
I wish I would have bought a truck earlier.
Hi, thanks for watching the Build Show Network today. Make sure that you subscribe to the newsletter. There are like 12 videos a week going out. If you're not subscribed to one of the newsletters or to the newsletter, there are 2 emails a week that you're missing that we talk about what the content is, what good things are coming. So that's a really key feature to not missing educational content here on the Build Show Network. I gotta say thanks to these guys. We're gonna put links to all of their Instagram handles so that you can find them and follow them, or if you're in their market, maybe have them build you a house. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. Thanks for watching.